Welcome to Brant Ranch Garage. Today I was going to work on Nadine to install a new carburetor and try and get it running again, but it had other plans. We have a broken door hinge pin that makes it so the door doesn't close, so on the driver's side. So today I'm going to try to address that, and then we'll move on to the other projects for the day. Working on something this heavy high in the air poses its own set of challenges, but I think this is going to work okay. I think the problem is in the bottom hinge, but I am going to take them both out and service them properly. Hopefully this will work out. Okay, so having some trouble getting that bottom hinge out. Two of the bolts the nuts are turning. So I'm going to have to take that side panel off in front to hope to get to the back of the hinge. Okay, I got the hinges out. It's not immediately obvious which one is bad. They both seem pretty good in the pin area, so I really don't know. This is the top one with the spring, and it's a little bent up, but it's really not that bad. And then this is the bottom one. So I'm going to sandblast these and try and knock the pins out and see if I can figure out what's going on. I only had to cut one bolt off, and that was an outside one. They have these kind of D-shaped nut inserts, and it's pretty easy to twist them to turn them off. So yeah, that one's a fail. We can weld a nut in there and solve the same issue pretty handily. I did learn something really important. These two inner bolts are on a common floating nut bar, like a straight bar with two threaded holes in it. And so you have to take them out together, and that's what I failed to do on the bottom one. And so now this nut bar has fallen down inside the fender, inside the front of the cab. So I'm going to have to take the vent out, and hopefully I can reach down and grab that and put it back when I go to put everything back together. Okay, this is not going well. I am in serious jeopardy of making this into junk. I am, as a last-ditch effort, I'm going to try and get the pin out with my new mill. I can't seem to drill it straight, so hopefully the mill will work. Okay, finally got the pin out. I ended up drilling it about half the way and then knocking it the rest of the way. So it still might be junk, but it's a part. And this is just the first of two. So I'll have to investigate what the repair options are. Okay, so I hope you don't think I'm a wimp, because I decided to go to LMC Truck, which is in my town, so it's so easy to go over there. And I bought a brand new lower hinge, and looks fine, looks nice. And I also was able to get a new spring, because I broke the spring on the top of them. So I don't think of it as giving up. I think of it as testing out third-party products. What else? I learned a lot on the first one, and so hopefully I can save the second one, the top one. because they don't sell a top version. You can bolt the lower version up to the top, but then it won't have the door catch for the you know, opening. So yeah, that's what I did, and I'm going to build a captive nut for that one on the lathe with this piece of steel here. So there, that's the plan. I'm gonna, before I do that, I'm going to get the other one taken apart and make sure that I can save it. So okay, we're in pretty good shape. I ended up using the arm from the bottom that I, you know, screwed up this part, and all I had to do was move this little, remake this little roller. That's the only difference between the two. So I'm just waiting for my son to get here with some red Loctite so that this will still move, and then I can fit this pin, and we're good to go on that part. I'll put the new spring on too. So that was a rich, full day right there. I still have to make the nut to weld into the cab for that one that I broke. So I'll probably do that tonight and maybe throw some paint on that, and then we'll put it back together tomorrow. Okay, so we're making progress. I finished rebuilding the top hinge. It was a hassle. There was a lot of fitting of parts and rebuilding of things, and I rebuilt the arm that broke twice, and it was crazy. The LMC spring was way too heavy. I couldn't stretch it far enough for its to reach the at-rest thing. So went to Home Depot and I got this little slightly lighter one. I think it'll work just fine. It's all it does is keep the detents up against the roller. It's not like it's holding the car together. So there's two things left to do. I need to repair that missing captive nut, and I need to fish the captive nut for the back out from inside the body. So to fix this, I on the lathe I made this beautiful little thing, because the hole is really too big to weld a nut in there. So I'm going to weld this instead, somewhat like that, and then I will weld it through those holes that I've drilled. So I think that's going to work just fine, and that's where we're at. I think that seems kind of okay. It's a little bit high, but I don't think that's going to matter with the holes in the thing. So I might grind that down a little bit and call it good. Okay, so after removing the air vent, I was able to get down in there and I found these two pieces. On the right is the captive nut, and on the left is the piece that used to be holding it in place. So I should be able to reach in there and get them started, hopefully. We're making progress. Okay, I think you'd have to agree we're pretty close to being back together. Wow, this has like been a day and a half. Okay, I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, the door is hung. I won't say it's adjusted. If you were hoping to see me adjust it today, that probably isn't going to happen. I'm sorry to disappoint you. But it closes. And that was much better than yesterday. So, there you go. Nadine's got new door hinges. Thanks for watching.